Welcome to the Last Mile Profits videocast, the last word on the last mile. Czech logistics company Packeta Group is seeking further investment. We take a closer look after this. Modern Expo provides an integral ecosystem of screen-operated lockers, screenless autonomous solutions, refrigerated lockers, and even personal parcel lockers, powered by an in-house developed software. Well, Marek, news coming out of the Czech Republic is that Packeta Group are looking for investors. What do you think that means?
Hello, Peter. Hello, everyone. Well, it could mean a lot of things. Maybe I'll start not answering your question, actually, but giving a bit of background, because I think Packeta's quite interesting. It started as a Czech business called, I think, Zásilkovna, and grew pretty fast. And what's cool about this company is that, A, it's pretty big. I'd call it the InPost of Czech Republic, because it's actually bigger than the post office there. And let me actually, I'm going to do something which is a bit of a cheat, because we haven't issued our out-of-home report, but I'm going to have a look at the figures. And if you look at Czech Republic, according to our data from the end of last year, they were bigger than Czech Post in PUDO numbers. And it's Czech Post had about 5,600 and a bit PUDOs, and Packeta had almost 6,500. And on lockers, it was even more dramatic in terms of the difference. The Post had just over 1,400 lockers, and Packeta had 3,700 plus. So, this is a big operator. Honestly, as I said before, one could call it the InPost of Czech Republic. They're also very strong in Slovakia. They have a presence in Hungary and Romania, but not as strong as the one there. So this is a really interesting company, I think. Now, to answer your question, why? I reckon that they've grown very, very fast. The lockers are not cheap things. And probably they need to finance their ambitious plans. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, I think there were 6 shareholders. And, when you have that larger group of shareholders, they've been around for a while, it could be also, this is pure speculation, that internally there's a decision that, some maybe want to be less involved, some want to be more involved, and so on. So long answer to a short question, but hopefully it covers it.
Well, yeah. Well, from all accounts, the leader, the CEO, should I say, and founder of the company, Simona Kijonkova, is actually a very inspirational leader and somebody who's sort of on your radar, I guess.
Absolutely. I've had the pleasure to meet Simona a couple of times, and her drive and dynamism, without a doubt, is behind the company. I think one of the sort of challenges and opportunities, it reminds me a little bit in a different way of Rafał Brzoska, who's also a very charismatic figure, very entrepreneurial with a lot of drive. And I think what happened at InPost, there was a smooth transition to a more corporate approach, with Rafał still at the head, but with a lot of people able to support him and take over certain areas of the management. And I think probably what's going to be important for Packeta, which is now quite a big company, I think we've got some data here from our behind the scenes buddy. What was it? Consolidated sales of about 6.1 billion crowns. I'm not sure if I can transfer that into euros, but people can check that, which is about a 23% increase. This was for 2022. So big company. And I think probably, Peter, it's the same story, that they need to switch the governance and the management to be more corporate, with Simona doing what she's great at, charisma, almost like the president of a country, and then a lot of operational people basically doing the day-to-day.
So that 23% increase comes on what they described as an actual shrinking e-commerce market. So that puts that performance into perspective. So should there be any other competitors looking over their shoulders, thinking, "Hang on, these guys are looking strong. We better up our game."
Yeah, I think this is going to be the challenge, because Simona actually made a post on LinkedIn where she made it clear that it's not about selling the company, it's about gaining new investors. So I suspect that there are going to be some people that will be more welcome and some that will be less welcome. A direct competitor, I think, could be a bit of an issue. But I think, this is an interesting opportunity. There will be interested parties. God knows I've spoken to a few of them. So, let's watch this space. Although I would be surprised if a direct competitor would invest. Let's see, but I think hair will grow on my head if it will be Czech Post, for example. But I think, interesting times ahead. Let's see how it develops. I think there could be a lot of sort of permutations, combinations of what might happen. I'm sure that, we're going to hear fairly soon, because this was a big deal. My buddy Dan Marek, who knows the Czech market really well, sort of said to me, Marek, this is basically in all of the papers out there. So I think it's a big deal. It's just like it was when things were happening at InPost in Poland. So let's watch and observe. I think this is going to be part one, perhaps, of 2 videocasts we do. The second one will be once we find out who's actually in there and what's happening.
Yeah, as always, big news coming out of Central Eastern Europe. A very, very significant and growing region for last mile. And as always, we'd love to hear what you have to think about this. So if you've got a view on what's happening over in the Czech Republic or elsewhere in the region, if you've got a take on what's going to be happening with the Packeta Group, then we'd love to hear it. So please enter your comments in the box below, and we read them all. We'd love to hear from you.
Of course, Simona, if you'd like to comment, then we could really hear it from the horse's mouth. Thanks, Peter. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for watching the Last Mile Profits video. For more free analysis of the last mile, please like, follow and subscribe below to ensure you are notified every time we upload new content.